There are over 50 million virtual schools in America. Roughly 891,000 of those are in Minnesota. There are over 4 million in-person schools in America. This statistic is according to the National Center for Education Statistics, the primary federal entity for collecting and analyzing data related to education since 1867, from Common Core data published in 2020. Everyone learns differently. American schools should not continue a virtual option after the COVID-19 pandemic. First, I will talk about social skills you gain from going to school in person. Second, I will talk about the in-person schooling benefits. And third, I will talk about online and how it affected our teachers and students during the COVID-19 pandemic. Every day you use social skills and it is very important to everyone's life. Going to school in person is a very big source to learning these social skills. Dr. Candy Lawson, a clinical physiologist at the Center for Development and Learning from Goal Strength, updated in 2022 that greeting and initiating a conversation are very important to learning someone and getting to know them. When you first walk up to someone, you need to greet them. Not only do you greet them verbally, but you also greet them non-verbally, whether that be facial expressions or gestures. After greeting someone, if you want to continue a conversation, you need to initiate the conversation. Understanding your listener and reading social cues are very important. To maintain a conversation, you need to understand your listener and know who you're talking to. Not everyone you talk to, you need to talk to the same. For example, you talk to authority figures differently than you talk to your peers. To maintain a conversation, you also need to know how to read social cues. Social cues are signs and hints when and you need to say something. Now that I've talked about the social skills you learn from in-person schooling, I will talk about the benefits that you get from going to school in person. There are many benefits to going to school in person, and they are all beneficial. Going to school in person gives you a wide variety of people you learn with and a big diversity in who you go to school with. There are many different extracurricular activities and gives you a wide option of classes. Grace Chen, an educator, researcher, writer, and educator from Public School Review, published in May of 2022, states that children who are exposed to diversity and more choices learn better with people from different backgrounds. Time management is a big thing you need to know for your life. Going to school in person teaches you how to get places on time and be ready. By going to school in person, you have greater opportunities for classes, activities, and sports. Now that I've talked about the benefits for going to school in person, I will state how online schooling affected students and teachers during the pandemic. No one was prepared for any of the pandemic to hit us, and it left everyone in shock. The complexity for technology and learning was very different from in-person learning, and no one was ready. Jessica Dickler, who has a master's degree from Columbia University in report for Consumer News and Business Channel, updated in 2021, states that 5% of children are more than 12 months behind, 23% are behind 6 to 12 months, 27% are behind 3 to 6 months, 30% are behind 1 to 3 months, and 15% of children are around the same education status. These are the reasons I believe virtual schools or online in-person schools should not have a virtual option after the COVID-19 pandemic. I talked about social skills and how they benefit you in the future. I talked about the benefits for going to online schooling has, and I talked about how online had a very big impact on our students and teachers. Given that American schools should not have a virtual option after COVID-19 pandemic. Given that 50 million virtual schools are in America and about 4 million in-person schools are in America, you have a wide variety of what schools to pick, and you need to pick the one that suits you best.
444.